As we approach the NBA trade deadline, I feel like we're going to see more and more moves. I say this really often, I say this yearly, but it doesn't become any less true. Already, we've started to see major moves, and I'm not talking about major in the sense of we've seen a lot of moves. I'm talking about major in the sense of who had Blake Griffin going to the Brooklyn Nets this season. I don't care what anybody says. Before Blake Griffin got bought out by the Detroit Pistons, there's no way I would have guessed that Blake Griffin would end up playing basketball for the Brooklyn Nets. If you told me Kevin Love, I would have said, yeah, maybe. There's a chance that I could see that. But Blake Griffin, no shot. The NBA is unpredictable, and unpredictable can be scary. Uncertainty can be scary, but sometimes it can be incredibly fun. I'm going to enjoy every second of Blake Griffin playing for the Brooklyn Nets. I know there are a lot of people mad about the power balance and all of that stuff, and look, I definitely feel some type of way about this too. But I want to see Blake Griffin win. I want to see James Harden win. I want to see Kyrie, and I want to see KD go out and get another ring. But most importantly, I want to see Blake, and I want to see James Harden win, because I'm tired of the slander on these two players' names. These are two players that have not necessarily changed the game of basketball, though James Harden actually did, but these are two players whose imprint on the game should get more respect, hands down. This video, we have to talk Andre Drummond and what's happening right before our very eyes. But before we go any further, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You will not want to miss another Get Like Coop video. And that's facts. If you guys enjoy my content, the chances are you'll enjoy my streams. The link to my stream is going to be in the description below. In that same description, you'll also find the link to my football channel and my Twitter. I would advise you guys to check out both. In my last video, I told you guys that there would be some changes coming to this channel. So if you see a new logo on my channel, don't be worried. Also, we're going to have a new intro. Something is in the works right now. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. In the comments, let me know what team you guys want Andre Drummond to end up on. I have some very strong feelings about this Andre Drummond situation, and I think I'm going to get a lot of hate for how I feel. I actually know I'm going to get a lot of hate, but sometimes you just have to be unfiltered. Sometimes you really have to speak your mind and let the content do its thing. So when it comes to this Andre Drummond situation, there are a lot of different rumors. There's not really a lot of different rumors. There's like two rumors. It's either he's going to LA or he's going to Brooklyn. I'm going to go ahead and read out the Brooklyn rumor first to you guys, because it seems like Brooklyn has just been getting everybody. And at this point, would I be shocked if the Brooklyn Nets got Andre Drummond? The answer is a hard no. You know what? This kind of feels like that time when the Golden State Warriors were loading up and they got DeMarcus Cousins, and you know they already had KD. This just kind of feels like that time. Anyways, reportedly, the Nets are expected to make a hard push for Andre Drummond. There is nothing concrete there. That is a rumor. But of course, it's a rumor that's easily believable. Why would the Nets not want Andre Drummond? As a matter of fact, I'll say this. I think Andre Drummond going to the Brooklyn Nets would actually be unfair. I said it. I said the word. I said I think it would be unfair. The Lakers are a very good team. The Warriors were a very good team with KD. We've seen a lot of very good teams in the past. That being said, I'm not sure I've ever seen anything quite like the Brooklyn Nets. I've seen the Golden State Warriors at Kevin Durant and DeMarcus Cousins, and I've seen the Warriors do this incredible team thing before. But for some reason, this just feels a little bit different. Maybe I'm tripping, right? Kyrie, KD, James Harden, Blake Griffin, and I know Blake isn't what he once was. He's still going to be a good player. I don't think that should shock anybody. When Blake comes out and performs, I think everybody's going to be surprised. I really don't think they should be, even if it's performing in a limited capacity. Blake is going to give the Brooklyn Nets some quality minutes. Again, the Brooklyn Nets aren't just this team that is top heavy. People may think that they're this top heavy team, but I actually think the Brooklyn Nets have pretty decent depth. And if they got Andre Drummond, their biggest problem is no longer a problem. Andre Drummond can be a good defender. He can also be a top tier rebounder. As a matter of fact, that's what Andre Drummond is best at. He secures boards at an elite rate. He's a lob target. Offensively, he doesn't have the greatest touch, but he's always trying to improve. He's always trying to expand on his game. Joel Embiid has showed us that Drummond's not the best low post defender, but he can get stops when need be. Unless those stops have to come against Joel Embiid, because Joel Embiid has this really weird way of owning Andre Drummond. I can't explain it. Joel is just an absolute beast. To be honest, he destroys everybody, but Joel always takes things up a notch when he plays Andre Drummond, and it's absolute comedy. You don't believe me?
With a fake and slam for two, and Joel gave the stare right afterwards. Just taking Drummond, playing bully ball. You can count it at a foul, and again the two of them meet. Hits it.
Oh man.
Yeah, anyways, I mean, again, the Nets are a deep team. They get Andre Drummond, they have the lineup versatility to play with virtually anybody. And that's scary. And you can already say that they have that lineup versatility. This isn't a team that necessarily needs to get better, but if they did, wow. It's just the NBA fan in me that likes watching really competitive basketball. That's like, yo, Andre, come on, man, chill. They just got Blake Griffin. They still have Dinwiddie, who they can trade in the future for more depth. Like, come on, man, let's just relax for a second. I want to see the Nets win, but I also want the playoffs to be interesting. Speaking of interesting, today NFL player Allen Robinson tweeted out that Andre Drummond would be signing with the Nets. When I saw this news and I saw the check mark next to his name, I thought it was official and I thought I missed a lot of things. But it's Allen Robinson tweeting this, an NFL player. So there's a good chance he's trolling. There's a chance he's not. Let me know what you guys think about Allen Robinson tweeting this down in the comments below. And while we're on the topic of rumors, we have to talk Andre Drummond possibly going to the Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers reportedly are optimistic that Andre Drummond will strongly consider them. And while the Lakers want Andre Drummond, they also have interest in DeMarcus Cousins, but of course, they prefer Andre Drummond. If you ask me, the Los Angeles Lakers have to sign Andre Drummond at all costs. And I'm not even looking at this from a, okay, he's going to make the Lakers better perspective. They have to sign Andre Drummond to keep him from going to Brooklyn. Whatever the Lakers could do to convince Andre Drummond to come to Los Angeles, they have to do it. Keep him off the Nets, make your life easier, also get better in the process. Drummond, AD, and Bron, that's devastating size. If we saw LA and Brooklyn in the finals, we see small versus big, or we see Andre Drummond get played off the court by Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. But I mean, regardless, in my opinion, the matchup would be a lot more fun. When it comes to the East, there's a few teams that could stop Brooklyn from getting to the finals. Teams that immediately come to mind are the Milwaukee Bucks, the Philadelphia 76ers. The Heat have a shot. It's going to be tough, but there's a chance. Now, when it comes to LA, making it back is going to be tough because the West is as deadly as ever. Phoenix, Utah, the Clippers, James on a mission, don't sleep on Luka, and then Steph's on the outside looking in. Yeah, it's going to be tough making it back, but it's doable. Something tells me that this trade deadline is going to be a mess, and we're just getting started. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm Get Like Coop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.